All right, it's time for mail call.
Is it really?
It really is.
That's all right with me.
I'm slow today. My arms are. I just got back into the gym in the last 2 weeks, and I know that I should be. I've worked out, been to the gym for years and years, and I told myself going in. It's been months since you've been steady in the gym. You got to take it easy your first couple of weeks. And I didn't listen. I got some new pre-workout, and it gives me a ton of energy. And I went in there yesterday and just overdid it, so I cannot hardly move my arms. So bear with me. I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead. This is our mail call podcast. So if you found it randomly on the internet, hopefully you'll stick around. But we understand if you can't really relate, because this is the point in the week where we answer questions from you, the listener. But maybe we'll make you laugh. So stick around and post your own question in the bottom, and we'll answer it next week. And if you're a returning listener, once again, thank you so much. JP has our mail call questions. But before we get into that, don't forget about our Patreon. We got to give a special shout out to a new patron. We got a new patron yesterday, which is just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, we sure do. I'm pulling it up right now, and I already know it's Create Till Death.
Create Till Death.
Listener, very righteous picture, man. And yeah. Our newest patron.
You rock.
We love you. You're in the drawing for the prize pack, and we definitely going to take care of you as we start getting merch together. And that goes for all the patrons and all the listeners, too. You know, we're not leaving anybody out in the cold. But. Yeah,
no, absolutely not. Don't forget, once we get to 20, we're giving away a big prize pack. We're excited to give it away. We really want to ship it. So somebody, tell somebody and get us up to 20 so we can ship it. And every penny of the Patreon, as we say, goes into, we haven't even cashed out on anything yet. All of it is going, I might go buy a new MacBook this weekend. And we need to get video cameras. And like JP said, I think the first thing we really want to spend money on is merch. We want to get you guys some T-shirts, some stickers, some koozies, maybe I really want to do some bandanas.
Oh, man.
I want to do, my main three things I think that I want to ship out to our listeners are either are shirts, stickers, and bandanas. Bandanas and or some badass hats. But bandanas are great, man. They're great when you hike. They're great when, we've got some hikers. Oh, look, I can't even scratch my chin. But yeah, so definitely plan on it'll be. I promise you, if you do contribute, you'll see a return on your investment. I promise you. But even if you don't, we still love you and just appreciate. Even if you can't contribute to the Patreon, one way you can help us out is to like this video.
Yeah, that always helps.
Consider subscribing as well. We'll give out social media info when we finish the video. But first, JP, do you have some mail call questions?
Yeah. We've got quite a few more since we looked yesterday. Assuming I'm on the right video. Yeah, 705. Yeah.
The right video.
This is the right one. Starting out with our dear, lovely friend Heidi L, because I can never say her last name right. We don't eat squirrels here. I call them tree rats.
Pretty much.
But deer is one of the best things I have eaten. If you are still answering questions, if you have had a chance to be in a reality show, would you do it? And if you answered yes, choose the show. I don't think I would do it, with one exception. The Amazing Race is cool, but I hate cameras, so I'm not 100% sure if I could do it.
I actually had a chance to audition for a reality show.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Big Brother.
Oh, man.
I decided not to do it, though, because I absolutely hate that show. I mean, what I don't like about it is I would want to do one of the shows where you do some physical stuff, I would love and not necessarily physical as in oh, I'm so strong, but I mean where you solve puzzles and you do contests and stuff, which they do that in Big Brother, but the primary focus of Big Brother is just gossiping and turning people. It's manipulation, and I there's enough of that in real life. People that stab you in the back and talk about you behind your back and all of that. I was like, no, I don't need to go do it on a TV show because I could get vicious with that, and I don't want to come. If I did that, I'm pretty sure I could. I don't know that I would win, but I'm pretty sure I could manipulate my way to the top 3 or 5. But I don't want that reputation. You know what I mean? I don't.
Would you use your sexuality as a weapon?
Oh, you know it.
Would you do Ninja Warrior?
You know what? Yeah, one of our friends asked me if I would do that. Like he was like, "I'm going to sign you up," and I was like, "I mean, I'm not going out of my way to sign up, but if you sign me up, man, I'd try it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think I would ace it or anything, but I think it would be a fun experience to have been able to be like, I've been on Ninja Warrior.
I mean, I think if you trained long enough, because I mean, you see a lot of the people who make it really far. I used to watch it on, I can't remember what channel it was, but it was before like American Ninja Warrior. It was straight up Ninja Warrior.
Right.
I mean, you see these people who have like built the obstacles like in their backyard and stuff. I mean, they're straight up practice. They're not just like working out. They're practicing the actual,
I used to do like not a lot, but a little type parkour type stuff. So if I could, get back in the gym, get my cardio back up, which I'm working on now. I've been steady in the gym for the last 2 weeks. Hopefully I can keep that up now. But if I can get myself back in shape and maybe if I had some time to like practice, maybe go to like a playground or something. And like I said, I don't think I would win it, but I think it would be fun to do, just like a good challenge. But
exactly.
But I don't know. But yeah, I had a friend that was on Survivor, and he was like, "Hey, man, I talked to the exec, blah 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 blah," and then they were talking about Big Brother, and I brought your name up because you do radio locally, people know you. I think it would be really really cool if they wanted you to come audition. Would you do it? And I was like, for Big Brother, no, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
No.
If I mean, I in no way could, but I'd love to be on MasterChef. I'm a huge Gordon Ramsay fan.
You just want to get cussed out by Gordon Ramsay?
I just want to be in his presence, man. I want to smell him. But I'm no chef, so I would not even make it past I'd be like the William Hung of MasterChef.
You're like me. You love to cook. It's just not that you're Gordon Ramsay level quality cooking, dude, right?
No.
I think that Gordon Ramsay might. I would hope. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think for a second he would be like, "This is the best steak I've ever had." But I think Gordon Ramsay could tell me I fix if Gordon Ramsay could just try my steak. If I'm proud of one thing I cook, it's my steaks.
Yeah.
Which men in America aren't just that's like a thing. It's just like all male American are just like, "Oh, I fix a mean steak." Mm-hmm. But I would hope he would taste it, and if he just was to be like, "It's decent. It's not the best, but it's decent," I'd be like, "Mission accomplished."
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know which show I would like to be on, man. I wouldn't. I like survival type stuff, but I really wouldn't want to do.
Naked and Afraid?
I mean, I would do it, but I don't know, man. I don't like the whole naked aspect of it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get it. It adds to the challenge. You get colder, whatever. I get it, but I don't know, man. I don't know about all, I don't know. That I have to think about. I'd consider it more than I would consider Big Brother. But The Amazing Race, that was a cool show. I would do something like that.
Yeah,
that's probably.
They don't do that anymore?
Maybe. I just hadn't seen my parents watching it, but I used to go over their house on Sundays to eat, and they always were watching it. So, yeah, if I had to pick one off the top of my head, it would probably be The Amazing Race. You get to travel. You get to do contests. Even if I came in dead last, I think it would be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to be on one of those like Real Housewives shows. You know what I'm saying?
Would you be one of the housewives?
Maybe, man. Maybe I'd be like a little side dish on the side, like a little snack, taking care of some NBA player's wife. Like munching on her toes or whatever. Dude, man. Ain't
the way you talk, I figured you'd be wearing a wig and taking care of some of the NBA players off to the side.
Man, I could do that too, brother. I could do it. Whatever gets me my 15 minutes. So.
There you go.
We'll see. But good question, Heidi. We love you, mean it. Jeep, 5 days ago, I think the first movie I ever saw in theaters was The Exorcist.
Oh, wow. You picked a hell of a first movie to see. I bet that was terrifying.
I don't remember what I first looked up on the internet, but I remember we had Netscape. I then switched to AOL. I think it was like 3 or 4.0. Poop by today's standards, but we thought we were all high-tech then with our Packard Bell computer, with that big old CRT monitor that weighed a ton.
Oh, yeah.
Windows 95 and that dial-up internet. Mail call. What was your first computer?
I think that we had the same first computer, Jeep.
Yeah,
I think it was a Hewitt. It wasn't Hewitt and Packer, I don't think, because that wasn't always HP, right? Wasn't it? What she said, it was Hewitt and something else.
I don't even know, man.
No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. We did not share the same first computer. My first computer I remember my parents having was a Gateway. Mm-hmm. It was a Gateway. Wait, is that what it's called? Gateway?
I know there are Gateway computers.
I guess it was Gateway. Well, we had Windows 95, and let me see. I think it was a Gateway. But yeah, what was your first computer, JP?
I don't remember. I know it was a big old white box number. I know once I was in middle school, maybe early high school, we got a Dell. We rocked a Dell for a long time.
It was a Gateway, by the way. I remember the little cow square box symbol.
But other than that, I have no clue. I think maybe our first software was Windows 95 or 96. Was there a Windows 96?
I don't know. I know we had Windows 95 though, and then not too terribly long into the future, we got one of the best operating systems of all time, Windows XP, which is still Windows XP, and because I was really too young to remember Windows 95. I was a kid. I used to play this cool Spider-Man animation game on it. And,
oh man, I think I might have had that.
Oh, it was dope, dude. You can make like movies and scenes and stuff, like a special effects.
Paste in different characters.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It was really cool. But we had I played that, but XP and Windows 7 were two of my favorite operating systems from Windows because 10 and 8. I don't really care for 7 and XP. I hated Vista, but that might have been because my computer didn't have the right size like bits. Like I think my computer was I think that required like a 64-bit or like big. I don't know, but I hear Vista's not that bad if you had the right computer for it. But I hated Windows Vista. But XP and Windows 7 I both liked because they were simple and they worked. Yeah. But anyways, I digress.
Jeep, we love you. Hope we have satisfied you thoroughly. Brianne McCann, 5 days ago. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay, so what's your opinion on having others of the opposite sex texting or calling one another when you are in a relationship? This excludes family members, of course. And would your significant other be cool with girls calling or texting you?
It just depends on the situation. I mean, I'm cool with it because I have JP and I met because of a mutual female friend that we both have, and this girl's been one of my best friends since high school. I dated one of her friends back in the day, and I've got some girlfriend. I mean, I think as long as it's not, my girlfriend doesn't get mad, as long as it's not like nonstop. I mean, if they're texting you all day, all night, every day, and I'm the same way. My girlfriend has several guy friends that she's worked with, and every now and again, she's not shady with it. She might be like, Cody just texted me and said blah blah blah. You know what I mean, or whatever. I mean, as long as it's not an all. I mean, I'm more of the modern age. I feel like not saying that there's I mean, I feel like guys and girls can be friends. I feel like you can have girlfriends, and as long as you're both respectful to the fact that one of you or both of you are in relationships, I think it can be fine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it can, like you said, it's all about the circumstances,
Yeah. I mean, now you do have, like with girlfriends, I have had girlfriends who had guy friends who, just being a guy, I could tell totally wanted to get in their pants. And I'm like, I'm not really that comfortable with this guy because, number one, he texts you nonstop. 2, he wants to get in your drawers. I know that for a fact. I can tell it. But I mean, if it's not one of those things, man, I'm cool. I'm not a strict boyfriend and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've often said, as long as the fella's attractive and you get video footage of what goes down, so I can watch it for my own purposes later on. There's always a compromise. There's always a way to work these things out. So,
all right,
yeah. So good question, Brianne. Nothing wrong with a little little intrigue, little thing to spice it up.
I don't think that's what she was asking, but okay.
Yeah. Well, it's all in the same realm, same ballpark.
Sure.
Same universe. All right, Corey Andros, 3 days ago. JP, I'm more and more convinced you and I are like the same person. Oh, Corey, this could get weird then. I have stand-up ambitions too, and the opportunities are there. I just got to drive a little ways, LOL. I feel you, brother. And yes, drugs and butts are key for outer space travel. I think they're key for life in general, but definitely wouldn't want to go to outer space without the two. I have a friend with a prosthetic butt that, it's one of those like Fleshlight kind of numbers. He paid a ton of money for it, but he loves it. So there you go. Save mail call. That's a hashtag, by the way. What is your craziest concert/festival story? One of mine that isn't necessarily the craziest was at a Metallica concert in Long Island when my buddies and I were in an endless line for the men's room. When we were just inside and close to getting to the giant trough, I guess one of those urinal troughs.
Yeah.
Everyone was peeing in. The guy in front of us decided he was waiting no longer and walked up to the sink and let the stream loose. And my friends and I followed his lead. Wow.
I don't think you know what? It's funny because I think my craziest story Probably, I believe that's the craziest because I've had some good times, but never anything too wild, other than like typical mosh pitting and stuff. But mine happened in a bathroom line too.
Oh, geez.
I just was standing there, and my buddy Brad was just messing with me, and I had to pee. Like Eve Six got on stage, and I was waiting for them to play one particular song. I had to pee the moment they got on stage, but I was like, I'm gonna wait until they play. Which song was it I wanted to hear? Anytime, which was on the Out Cold soundtrack. I was like, I'm waiting for them to play that song before I go pee. They never freaking played it, and honestly, they weren't that good live. I was very disappointed because they were kind of the main reason I wanted to go to that show.
Yeah.
So I go to the bathroom. It's a long line, and Brad is messing with me, just being Brad. And he's like, don't think about waterfalls, man. Drip, drip. I'm like, dude, I'm seriously about to piss myself. And I was joking with him, but I'm like, I said something to the effect of, man, if you don't shut up, I'm going to kick your ass, I swear to God. And then this dude, I guess, just thought and he was like maybe a person or two in front of Brad, and he was like, you ain't going to do shit. I said, step back, bring your ass back here and see what excuse my language, but bring your ass over here and see what the fuck I do, man. Don't mess with me when I got to pee. I'd have been like pulling, I was ready to.
Hosed him, wouldn't you?
Right. I wouldn't have beat him up. I'd have taken him down and pissed on him.
Yeah, pulled your dick out.
But I really, man, I had to pee so bad and was so uptight, man. I'd have happily laid that guy out or maybe got my ass laid out. Maybe he could throw down, but we'd have found out. But either way, if I'd have got knocked out, I'd have probably pissed myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think this story would have had a good ending for anyone.
No, I mean, even fighting, even if I would have won, I probably still would have pissed myself because it was, all that moving. It was, but I mean, I was ready, man. I'm like, dude, you bring your ass back here and let's see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But that's about it, man. Every other concert, I mean, the wildest things have just been like going into mosh pits. I mean, I've watched people get elbowed in the face and all of that. Do you have any wild festival stories?
Back, I guess it was 06, 07, like I was still under drinking age, and me and our mutual friend Matt Crowder and two other guys were headed to a free Robert Randolph concert at Virginia Beach. And, we've got some, we're passing around the corncob pipe, smoking and drinking Natural Light. And again, we're getting into Virginia Beach, get stuck in traffic. And, I've got to pee like nobody's business. I tried peeing in a bottle on the road, but with everybody in there, I couldn't do it. So I jump out of the car. I'm like, I'm going to go find a bathroom. The concert isn't far from us. I'll meet you guys there. I found a bar that I'd visited on our last trip to Virginia Beach that would serve me underage. And I just stay there and drink and drink and drink and drink. And I show up like for the last 15 minutes of the concert just drunk off my ass. And I start dancing with Emma, who was another friend of ours there with her boyfriend, old big-headed boyfriend. And she's grinding all up on my junk, man. And I'm, anyway, so... yeah, and just everybody was like, we didn't know what happened to you. We thought you got beat up or murdered or arrested. And I was like, no, I just found a bar and got wasted, and here I am. And now let me, feel up on this nice flat booty.
Yeah, I've done some crazy, crazy schnit in my life, but you know what? I don't think much of it has been done at music festivals. I mean, I've gotten, wasted and rocked out, but never anything too crazy.
Yeah, but a good one, Corey, and I'm glad we're cut from the same cloth. And, you do stand up, record it and send it our way. I'd love to see what you got. JP
would love to steal your material.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, I follow the golden rule. I respect other people's content. Jovi Gal, a mere 18 hours ago. Hey, guys, sorry I haven't been commenting. I listen to every podcast, but I do so in the mornings while getting ready for work, so I don't have time to comment, and damn if the weeks aren't going faster and faster. But I made it this week, so hashtag mail call. What is one of your most defining life moments, good or bad? And what did you learn from it? Please keep up the Mail Call podcast. I'm gutted there's only 4 shows a week, so to lose one would be upsetting. Oh, but speaking of which, would you all consider doing a Patreon-only podcast once a month or fortnight or week as extra incentive? Have a great weekend, guys. Love you both to bits. That's a good idea. Good ideas all around.
Yeah, definitely. I would be, and we thought about doing a Patreon only. After we've thought about doing a Patreon only podcast like once a week, like maybe on Fridays we'll record it and post it.
That's not a bad idea.
Like for the weekend, just something. We'll definitely get something like that going for the patrons. We just got to figure out what it'll be because we want it to be worth your money. I mean, obviously not just us on here like, maybe we'll find a cool subject and we'll do that for on Patreon.
Yeah, we will brainstorm that today. Thank you, Jovi. And as far as life-defining moments, that is a big one.
Had a lot of those. I mean, that's life, though. You learn from everything. I mean, if you're doing it right, you learn from everything. Everything you go through, depending on what type of person you are, it either, makes you stronger or it breaks you down further.
As far as, like, milestones, my dad dying when I was 10, that was a big milestone. The first time a girl put a finger up my butt, that was a pretty big milestone. Getting my first, morning show, like my first radio thing, that was a big milestone for me. So, there's been a lot along the way, good and bad. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've had a lot of those too. I mean, having, someone die very suddenly was a scarring moment, which I learned from it and started trying to treat people better. But then I also learned from that because I realized I wanted to be nice to everybody and try to be this ray of sunshine. So, because I was like, I never know when I'm going to die or they're going to die. And I want to, but then I realized some people just don't deserve your niceness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for the people that deserve it, I'm going to be, my learning experience was I'm going to try to be the best friend, the best person I can be to the people who don't deserve it. They can go themselves, whatever. But yeah, man, we learn all the time. I don't know. That's a deep question.
That's a deep one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Jovi, we love you. Keep eating those kiwis, and we will definitely get a Patreon exclusive podcast up and running. We just need to brainstorm and figure out exactly what we gonna do. So always good ideas. Love Jovi Gal, love her to death. All right, getting to our last 3 mail calls, all from the same person, and as I said, our newest patron. I'm talking about Create Till Death. A mere 11 hours ago, mail call. Trailer for The Walking Dead drops soon. The Walking Dead trailers are always very good, but I feel like a ton of trailers these days reveal way too much. After watching them, I feel like I saw the whole movie already. I've gotten to a point where I don't watch trailers for stuff I know I'm going to want to watch, except for The Walking Dead. Do you watch trailers for things you know you are going to watch anyway, or do you save it for the full release? And parentheses, not a sexual innuendo. I think it was Create Till Death, and I loved it. But you know me, man. I hate spoilers. I a lot of times I do avoid trailers for that very reason. So
I watch trailers. I love trailers, but I agree they need to stop giving away so damn much. But I totally watch the trailers. It just gets me amped up for it,
Yeah.
And actually, too, we need a podcast. They've casted some people for that third Walking Dead show.
Have they really?
Yes, they have.
Excited about that. A mere 10 hours ago, Create Till Death went on to say, mail call. When people stand with their cart in the middle of the aisle at the grocery store and have zero awareness that you are trying to pass by, do you want to just slap them in the back of the head, or is that just me?
I don't necessarily want to slap them, but I definitely want to be like, can you move? Thank you so much. This is your grocery store, and we're all just lucky to be shopping here, but asshole, no. I mean, I don't necessarily want to get to physical violence, but I definitely want to say some not nice stuff. It drives me. That, and then when I'm on a road and the speed limit's say 45 and I'm behind someone who's going 25 and I can't get over in the lane to pass them, or I'm in the left lane and they're doing way under the speed limit. Oh, excuse me, I have nowhere to be. This is your road. We're just all lucky to be sharing it, you douchebag.
Yeah, Create, as someone who spent almost half their life working in grocery stores, I've almost flew into murderous rages over a ton of stuff. But as I said, that's more so as an employee, not as much as a shopper. I'm actually much more, inclined to be chill in a grocery store as a shopper just because I've seen everything that goes on behind the scenes. But no, those people are still dicks, stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Create Till Death mail call. Would you rather sleep overnight alone in a cemetery or an abandoned insane asylum?
Probably the insane asylum, because at least I've got a roof over my head in case it starts raining.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would be more scared in the insane asylum just because camping out in a graveyard, I mean, I don't really believe in ghosts, whereas in an insane asylum, I absolutely believe in like derelict homeless crackheads who may also be in a said insane asylum.
Yeah, that's true. I think my biggest fear is people screw around in graveyards all the time. I guess my fear with them both would be the same. Because like, in the insane asylum, I feel like I can go find myself a little room or something and like block it up and just sleep in that room and be good to go, but in the graveyard, you're out in the open, you're exposed to elements and animals and kids out there doing stupid stuff for someone, grave robbers, people desecrating.
Yeah, looking for treasure and such.
So I'd probably pick an insane asylum, assuming I could find like a room to barricade myself in and just sleep out the night.
Yeah, God, imagine you wake up and you've went back in time and you're now like a patient in this insane asylum.
That sounds like a great book.
1944.
I'm going to write a book out of that, so I'll give you 40% of the profit.
Yeah, just make a character based off me. That's all, and let me play him when they adapt it into a TV movie.
I will make both of those happen.
There you go.
You'll be the guy throwing feces at everyone.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I'd have to touch my own poop, but it'd be all right. I don't know if we have any more mail calls and any other vidya's.
Check around. I feel like we might have had a question.
I'm going to have a look-see. Bear with us. We're going to dance out. 18 on that one. Let's see. Looking for hashtag mail calls, hashtag mail calls, hashtag mail calls. Not seeing any in the Fear the Walking Dead review. Ooh, Brian Akeem said, nice job, JP. You just started Dwight plus Strand fan fiction. Well, thank you. I think that would be beautiful. I don't see any questions in that one. Are humans meant to be? Have you looked at that one?
Are humans what?
The Trending Tuesday.
I hadn't looked at Trending Tuesday.
Yeah, nothing there. Nothing there. Brand McCann is agreeing with Jeep though about politicians sucking, and I think we can all agree with that.
Politicians do suck. Both sides suck because none of them give a damn about anybody but themselves. It's all about Brianne said, it's all about power and greed, and to hell with all of them.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they're all feeding out of the same trough. So, here's a mail call from Javier Moreno. Mail call. JP and Justin, do you guys think we still need Carl in the show, and why? Thank you, guys. I've been saying for a long time that Carl did not actually die, and he will be back. So just stay tuned for that.
Yeah. I do think especially with Rick leaving, I feel like Carl should have definitely been in the show. I mean, some of my favorite moments from the comics were Negan and Carl. And they robbed us of that. It was just another Scott Pimple mistake, man. Yeah, I think that killing Carl. And Carl, what's so bad is, no kidding, if you would have told me back in like season 3 or 4, like they're gonna kill Carl, I'd have been like, good, I can't stand Carl. He's a little brat. But about time I started really liking his character as he had kind of grown up and matured, that's when they kill him. I'm like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, and especially given the events of the last issue of The Walking Dead, it kind of would be cool to have Carl around.
Yeah.
We got Judith.
We've really been robbed of we really were robbed of what could have been a really cool wrap up for the show as well. I'm telling you, somebody had said, I don't think it was on our podcast, but maybe it was Facebook. I saw someone had a really cool idea of the way they should do the last shot of The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
You should have either have a bird fly up and you follow the bird, because in the original, they used to have like a crow in the intro or whatever, and it was crows, eating a dead animal in the very first scene of the show. Have like a bird fly up, right, with some somber music playing, and the bird basically flies by all the locations. Like you see Alexandria from overhead, you see the hilltop, like he flies by the prison and it's still in ruins, like overrun, flies by awesome. Herschel's farm, which is just crowded with zombies, flies over Atlanta, just a very bittersweet type ending for the show, man. They won't do it because they never do anything artistic like that just really hits you right. But that's how they should do it. That should be the final shot of the show.
There's no more mail calls, but a couple nice little comments on yesterday's pod, or not yesterday's, on was this yesterday?
Yesterday was the most boring podcast ever.
Yeah. That what's today? Thursday?
Yep. So yesterday was random Wednesday.
Jeez, man, my head's up. Heidi L. said, JP, you need to think positive. At least you have hair somewhere. That's true. And she also said, I love American Horror Story, but that political season sucked. I hate watching any kind of political stuff. Well, thank you, Heidi.
I hate political stuff too, but I didn't think the season sucked. I thought it was still pretty good. It was, like I said, with the whole cult thing. But
yeah, I can't weigh in.
But I do agree. I think I hate overly political stuff, but I didn't hate that season like I thought I was going to hate it.
And our dear friend Brianne McCann says, never a boring podcast, guys. Just being yourself is what makes us enjoy hearing you guys. No worries. And a big old smiley
Just
face.
give us time. We will bore you at some point, I promise you. And
as far as what we were talking about yesterday, Brianne also says chemo meds are ridiculous, too, along with insulin for diabetes. It's all just back ass words in our world.
It is.
We can all agree with that.
Ridiculous.
So, yeah, I guess we had a couple interesting thoughts yesterday, but definitely not, and that's in big part due for me. This week's been a little funky. We all have funky weeks, but
funky weeks.
Yeah, we all have funky weeks.
Funky weeks. Let's get funky.
Let's get a little funky. But yeah, love mail call, man. I hope y'all keep the questions coming because we love answering them.
We do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, we definitely got to figure out what we're going to do for the Patreon podcast.
Maybe that's where we'll do the paranormal one.
Yeah.
Because we do have a couple of those recorded. We could release them on there like once a week. But I hate that, though. I feel like the people who can't contribute would still really want to hear those.
We could do like an advance release for those, like release them
there you
on Patreon,
go.
And then
that's
once
smart.
we have, because what, you want like 5 banked up?
I want 6. I want to have it to be like a six like part little mini series that we're doing.
Man. So as we do them, we can release them on Patreon as soon as they're cut, and then once all 6 are done, we can release them for everyone on YouTube, as we plan to anyway.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Maybe release them as we get them. Release them as we get them on Patreon, and then once all 6 are done, we'll release the whole little playlist on YouTube.
And we'll work on some more Patreon content. That's true. We've got like at least a dozen beautiful patrons helping keeping this thing going, and we're gonna do some great stuff for you.
My arms are killing me. It's a good burn, but God knows, man. Yeah. I think I got a little joint damage there or something. Jeez almighty.
Yeah.
Don't let your arms go too low when you do curls, which is something I've known from years of working out, but you're just getting back into it. I don't know. Maybe I just need to get back to working on my form. I don't know, but ow, I'm going to go get some ice. And I guess we will see you guys on Monday for our Fear the Walking Dead review. Sigh.
Yeah.
That's like that what I would normally look forward to the most, and it's been so boring this season. Like I'm just not really looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Maybe they'll pick up the tempo this next episode. I mean, I like the believe it or not, I like the Althea, solo episode.
We really liked that. I ain't say we loved it, but we really liked that episode, and it turns out not anybody else no one seemed to agree. But
yeah, I mean, a different set of circumstances, and some nice girl on girl kind of stuff. I liked it. So. We'll see what Sunday night brings.
We will see. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for us. If you want to follow us on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope. Just I'm Justin Lloyd, all lowercase, no apostrophes, 2 L's in Lloyd, and no spaces. Just I'm Justin Lloyd, Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope. JP, let them get your social media info.
JPSLIM on Periscope and Snapchat, and J_Radsaw on Instagram, which I hardly ever use any of this stuff anymore, but I'm going to try to.
Yeah, you've really fallen off your Periscope.
Yeah, I don't know.
You were really into it for a while, but I miss getting my notifications.
I'm going to get back on, man. My boy, Real Slim Fella, he's been going through some stuff, which he's my favorite Periscoper, Real Slim Fella 22. Check him out. But anyway. It's been fun. It's been a good morning.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next week as we review Fear the Walking Dead. I don't think there's anything left to be said. Don't forget to support the Patreon, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
And if you want to just, shower me with love, I'll throw my Cash App info out there. Just kidding, of course, unless you really want to.
I was going to say, if that's the case, let me throw mine out there. I take PayPal, Google Pay, Cash App.
Yeah.
Zelle.
Is
it Zello? Zello, I think that's one.
All I use is Cash App and PayPal, but Cash App doesn't take that 10%. So when I'm selling my,
PayPal doesn't take that money if you wait a day to get it.
Is that right?
It only takes that fee from what I was being told the other day by someone who uses it a lot more, is that they only take the fee if you pull it out like in the first 24 hours. So if you let it sit for a day or two and then pull it out, you're good. So I have to remember that. I'll try that next time. Transfer me money, JP. We'll test it out.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
We'll catch you on Monday. I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we're the Podcasting Dead.